I didn't get no text. Yo, what is going on, YouTube? This is Josh at American AF Dumpster Rentals and
Alexis at American AF Dumpster Rentals.
in
what?
Yo, she doesn't know the line, guys. This is Josh with American AF Dumpster Rentals in Dallas. I mean, technically we're not in Dallas, but we service Dallas. Most people know Dallas. People don't know where we live. What's up?
What's up? I don't like this fan right here.
It's hot up here.
Yeah.
We're up in the attic, and it's a little hot. So let me turn this down a little bit. What is going on? If you are look at see. What is going on? If you are here, say what's up. Let me know you are here watching with us on this hot Wednesday in Dallas. What was the temperature today?
Like 105.
It was actually, yeah. Well, the high was 103, but the last I checked, I think it said it felt like 100. I'm looking for my phone. 107. Can you imagine? It was flipping hot today. And then in Wisconsin, it was like 60 degrees, which we just left.
75.
Okay, but it was 60 this morning. And we just left there the last week. We just left Wisconsin on, what was that, Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday, this past Thursday. And it was like 95 degrees there. And now all of a sudden it's 60 degrees over there. And yeah, we didn't have really good temperature, good weather. So I got Alexis here. What's up, Alexis?
What's up?
So you can only be here for a little bit?
Yeah, 7:30.
All right. So I wasn't going to talk about it, but I want to talk about a couple things that John Thibodeau Services. He's on YouTube. If you don't follow him, go to his channel and check him out. Thibodeau Services made a post a week and a half ago, I think now, that I've been meaning to respond to, talking about why businesses fail and stuff like that in the first couple years of business. And there's been a little bit of talk about that with the recession coming up and all that stuff. But before we get into that, we're going to get into that. But I want to say what's up to Alexis, and let's talk business real quick. We had a scammer today.
Yeah.
So check this out, girl. We got a story. You want to tell it? Why don't you start telling it?
No, you got it.
I got it?
Yeah.
All right. So check this out. We had a scammer today, and for those of you guys know, scammers are going rampant in the dumpster industry. A lot of you guys are now starting to see it after we've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, if not months. And actually, I posted a video about a scam over a year ago, that I got scammed the first time. But we're catching on, right?
Yeah.
So, it came through last night, right?
Yeah, last night.
So a dumpster rental came through last night on the website. And again, I've talked about this. Daniel, the dumpster helper, has talked about this. I had a live with, I believe, Daniel and Jeremy with DRS, and we talked about, how to catch scammers. And then we talked to, and I believe Docket has even come out with a way to catch scammers. So we got a scammer. And they booked online last night, and I knew right away. I could tell. What are the red flags?
Well, when people book through the phone, no one books we have like a damage waiver, and then we also have an option to pay for a time slot. So usually people will just do like a time slot. No one ever asks about the damage waiver on the phone, and no one really does it online either, unless they're like just super picky. But they had a 8 to 10 a.m. time slot, which is the most expensive one, and the damage waiver, and then they typed the address in wrong.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that part.
What did they type? The address in wrong. Like, you know how you have like the street name, and then you have like the drop down for the city. They put the city and the zip code in the street name.
Okay, box. I didn't notice that. Okay.
Yeah, so it just looked really weird. And then it was like the phone number was not from here. I don't remember the email address. Do you?
It was a Gmail.
It was a Gmail.
It was a
But was
Gmail.
it his name?
It was the name of the. I believe it was. It was like Fabian or something, wasn't it?
No, his name was like, I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't remember.
we can look it up in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the red flags, and then it came through last night. You weren't here, and I saw the email, and I said before you dispatch it to Kevin because it was for a 20 yard. Before you dispatch it, let's look into it a little bit more. So I checked the IP address. The IP address was coming from Miami. Instantly, right there, I knew that it was more than likely a scam. And I told you don't dispatch it to Kevin, right?
Yeah.
So you were going to call them first thing this morning.
Yeah.
Just to double check.
Yeah, and I did around 7:50, like right before 8 o'clock. I called and it went to voicemail.
Went to voicemail. Was it a Spanish voicemail
No,
or?
it was English, and it wasn't even one of the text now voicemails. Usually when we have scammers, they do the text now number, so they go straight to text now voicemails.
So tell me what text now is. It's a, well, do you know?
Yeah, it's like an app with a fake phone number.
Yeah, like a VoIP, voice over IP phone number that anybody can get online. And okay, so you called. So going back though, in the email or in the online booking, in the comments, they spoke in Spanish. So we knew they were Hispanic. Again, Spanish speaking people is not 100% the MO. I mean, we have a lot of Hispanic customers, right?
Yeah, we're in Texas.
So so that wasn't a big deal, but he said something about in the comments they wanted it first thing in the morning, which of course they paid for the 8 to 10 time slot. Anyways, long story short, I pulled a Daniel because Daniel did this one time in one of his with one of his scammers. Normally, what do we do with scammers?
What do you mean?
Like, what do we do when they book online? Normally,
we just cancel the.
Yeah, speak loud. Stand on your business.
Yeah.
So yeah, we usually cancel it right away. We just don't even mess with it. If we see the IP is from another state or another country, even we're like, forget it, not even worry about it. But today I felt kind of generous. I think I was at the yard, and I was messing around with the trailer. I thought I had time, but it ended up being a crazy busy day for me, anyways. And I even pushed off one of them for tomorrow, just so you know. So you might want to reschedule it.
I already moved it.
All right, cool. So I ended up taking the 20 myself. I texted you, and I said I'm gonna take the 20 over there to the scammer's. It's not the scammer's house, but to the scammer's address, the one that we got from the scammer, and talk to the homeowner. What'd you say?
What did I say?
I don't know. You said I don't know. I think I said good idea. Anyways, I'm trying to involve you in the conversation.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
All right. So, anyways, long story short, again, I show up. The guy's actually smoking a blunt. Like, literally, it was 8 a.m. in the morning, and he was smoking a blunt right there in front of me. I'm like, wow. He was sitting on his porch. Cool dude, don't get me wrong. And if you're watching, maybe you weren't, I don't know, maybe it was a cigar. I don't know.
Which one did you talk to, though? Because
it wasn't the guy that called.
They ended up talking, and he ended up booking it through us then. So we ended up, through the scammer, getting the booking anyways.
Damn, you gave away the best part. Sorry. Just like that. You just blurted it out.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah. But when they called, that's why I was asking, because the guy that was talking to me seemed like the son or something, because he spoke like straight English, but he spoke both, but the guy that he was talking to asking questions only spoke Spanish. So again, the Spanish speaking thing has nothing to do with like the scammers, because a lot of our customers don't even speak a lot of English. So.
Right. Well, there's a lot of big contractors that do a lot of contractor work.
Yeah.
And they don't speak a lick of English. So but yeah, so like she said, I talked to the guy. I walk up to him and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Josh with American Native Dumpsters." He shook my hand. I got a dumpster here for you, but we have a little bit of an issue. And I explained to him the situation. I think first I asked, "Did you book this dumpster yourself?" And he said, "No, my brother-in-law did." He said, "My brother-in-law booked it." I said, "Well, has he paid?" He's like, "I don't think so. They told him that he should send the Venmo after the dumpster is delivered." And he instructed them straight up instructed them not to pay the delivery driver, is what he told me. So I was like, well, unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that that was a scam. And I showed him the address, the email, the name of the person, the address. I showed him kind of what I had, the IP from Miami, and then a history of how scammers are working in their industry. And so he ended up calling his brother-in-law. I gave him the office's phone number, the office phone number, and he ended up booking online through us. He never paid the scammer, and then I ended up texting the scammer. What did I say to the scammer?
Oh, thanks for the lead.
Yeah, I did. So I literally texted the scammer because he was asking me in the morning. He was texting our
Oh, they do
number.
that a lot too when they scam. They blow you up.
Yep.
They blow you up.
Yep. For some reason, because they want to know if you're going to show up. I think
Yeah.
they really just they know that sometimes they're going to get caught. So I texted the scammer and I said thanks for the free lead, and I scammer, and I could have called him a lot worse. I just said scammer, and dropped off the dumpster and took his customer from him. He never got a penny, and yeah, we got a new customer.
Yep.
For free. No cost of acquisition on that one. So let's look at some comments here real quick. Let's see what's up. Who is here? Dylan, what is up, brother? Glad to see you, my man. Ryan, appreciate you being here, brother. I cannot see your logo, but it looks pretty cool on your profile picture. Dylan says watching live from the pool. Is the pool indoors, bro? Because even outside our pool at our old house, that was like a sauna.
Yeah, that would be hot.
That was like a spa. It was so hot. You had to put like bags and bags and bags of ice. But we gotta get a pool. Should we get a pool? Nobody enjoyed the
Not
pool last
here.
time. No, why not?
It'd be all dusty.
From the roads. What is up, James? Appreciate you being here, man. Andrew, yo, what is up from Dallas? What is up, Andrew, man? Appreciate it. Stig's Dumpster Rentals, what's up from northern lower Michigan? Man, y'all got good weather. They got some good weather up there. Not like here, 107 it felt like. Damn, scammers. Daniel the Dumpster Helper, what is up? I was just mentioning you a minute ago, man. Glad that you're here. Get him, bro. Good evening, Josh. What's up, Mr. Ford Muscle? What's going on, man? Daniel with the laughing emojis. Yeah, Daniel was in and out of conversation a lot today with the whole scammer back and forth, so he knew all that was up there. And what is up, Dan Clapper? Thanks for the lead. I love that, man. Yeah, I mean, free lead. I'll take it. I didn't have to pay no Google ads for it. Shoot, didn't have to pay nothing.
I mean, if you didn't book it, then you would have wasted your time going.
It would have been. It was a little risky. It was 14 miles from the yard. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. I would have turned back around, and instead I got to go empty from there, and I went to go pick up a 40-yard. So it all worked out pretty damn good. So I was happy about that. So 1 for American AF Dumpsters, 0 for the scammers. Or actually, the scammers got about 5 on us, and we got 1. So we're catching up, god dang it. All right, so what is going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all being here. We're going to talk a little bit about business. Ryan, a local waste, South Florida. New in the game. Love all the learning. I'll see you at the Dumpster Showcase. Or at Dumpster Show, Lone Star Show. Okay, well, now that you mentioned it, let's go ahead and plug the showcase a little bit. Lone Star Dumpster Showcase. I announced during this last week, I believe. I don't know. Do you know when I announced it?
I have no idea.
You don't know? No. Do you know who he is?
Who?
The speaker. I'm putting her in the spot. So I announced the speaker, Mike Michalowicz. He is author, world-renowned, best-selling author of a book called Profit First. Guys, there's 2 books that I highly recommend if you're in business and you're starting out a business to read. Number 1 is going to be Profit First. Number 2 is E-Myth by Michael Gerber, I think his name is. Don't quote me on that. But E-Myth, it talks about working on your business and not in your business. And then Profit First really talks about how taking money out immediately for yourself, for your profit, versus whatever's left over at the end is a new way of thinking, or a way of thinking that he highly suggests, and separating your money in different accounts. Super good author, very good speaker. He is going to be the keynote speaker at the Lone Star Showcase. I also have confirmed as of yesterday a guy by the name of Heath Treasure. He is going to be a speaker on the first day. So we have 2 days. We're going to have multiple speakers, of course, but Heath Treasure is going to be the special speaker for that day. I think he owns a Blue Collar Millionaire is what his title is. Blue Collar Millionaire. He's gone from trucking, multi-millionaire to lost everything to back up, and now he teaches, or he helps others in the blue collar industry. So he's coming out to talk and tell his story. So super excited about that. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
You don't look excited.
Stoked.
Y'all, she doesn't look excited, does she?
Stoked.
All right. Going into her final year of college, or final semester of college. This one right here. And I don't know. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
You going to open up an American AF branch?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you've got to be more excited.
Yippee.
Yay! All right, let's talk. All right, so Thibodeau, John Thibodeau talked a little bit on. He made a video about. I was gonna make a full video on this, and I still might, but I want to talk about this a little bit on here. Full video on why businesses fail, or why most businesses in this industry probably fail in the first year or two, or they fail at all. And why do I look so red in the face there?
You look really red.
I look really red.
He's
Do I look
watching
really red?
himself.
I'm not. I'm making sure that the camera angles are good. I don't.
One of
I
these
look
days,
really red. I'm
you need
not
to
that
show your
red.
setup. I'm gonna record it behind the scenes over here.
There you go. What's going on? Why am I so red? The tint is too high or something. All right. So he talked about common failures in business, or why most businesses fail. And he actually mentioned me and said, what do I think? I have had multiple businesses in the past. I've had some businesses fail. I have sold several businesses, and I have, well, that's about it. Sold, failed, pretty much only two options, right? And I've grown them to sell them, right? Uh, in this specific industry, there was a TikTok video just the other day that I saw that a guy mentioned how the dumpster business is glorified on YouTube. Do you think it's glorified?
No.
You guys let me know. Do you guys think the dumpster industry is glorified on YouTube? Not just from me, but from all of us that are on YouTube talking about the dumpster rental industry.
What do you mean by glorified?
Glorified, as in that we play it up like it's some great big thing, and it's so easy. In other words, to make money, almost like overnight success.
Oh, well, isn't that how social media is?
Kind of.
Everything's glorified.
It is, but I've always, I hope that I've always given a sense of like real life, not only successes, because if I only showed successes, I would have a channel that more than half my videos would be gone. But I've shown, and I think a lot of other guys have shown like our struggles too, because to glorify something also says it's almost like it's almost perfect, right? Nothing can go wrong. This is a great business. This is your way to millions, and that's not how I've done my channel. And I think a lot of guys have, and there are maybe a couple or a few that glorify it, make it seem, and they don't show their any hardships. They don't show the pains that we as business owners go through. But any business, I can't imagine there being a business where a business owner doesn't struggle or doesn't go through hard times or doesn't have sleepless nights or doesn't know how they're going to pay their next bills or their mortgage because they're using their personal money to pay for business expenses. I've done it. I mean, I've had not in this business as well, sleepless nights. I've had nights in the past where our electricity got cut off when we lived in Wisconsin. You know, me and mommy's, and it was my birthday.
Oh.
Speaking of, it was literally my birthday, and our electricity got cut off. The IRS hit me up, took all the money out of our account, and we didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to pay payroll that immediate Friday. There's struggles in business. If it was easy, we would all be successful. We would all be multi millionaires, and there would be no employees, or there wouldn't be any, whatever. There's struggles for sure. There's ebbs and flows in any business, and I've showed a lot. I mean, as far as truck breakdowns, and sometimes I share too much because people are like, "Damn, you're a fool because you don't even know how to change it." Well, I do know how to change a tire, but you don't even know how to whatever do work on your own trucks or whatever. And fine, whatever. I mean, we all know our limitations, and I sure as hell know mine. I'm no mechanic. You thirsty?
No.
No, it's good, huh?
Yeah.
So just mess with me. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think one of the most common reasons businesses fail?
People give up
Why would they give up?
because they don't see success right away.
Exactly, kind of what we're talking about. They think it's too easy. What would lead them to think that they would see success right away, or lack of what? Lack of doing.
What do you mean?
Lack of research,
Oh.
in my opinion, right? So lack of research. They didn't look into the business enough, and I'm going off because I got a list of things, so I don't know which one that one, but definitely lack of research is one of my main ones that I want to talk about. Is you've got to do your research in the dumpster industry, in this industry. If you're going to get into this industry, you've got to do your research, which means you've got to know your competition. I mean, literally this morning, I was watching the news and I saw a blurry picture of a truck and a dumpster at an accident site, and I know exactly who that was as far as who the dumpster owner was. And I tagged him on Facebook. Why? Because I know people's trucks. I know what they look like. I know you've got to familiarize yourself with every single company out there. Who's a new guy on the block? All that stuff. You've got to really do your research before, after, during your business. Um, Actually, he's a buddy of mine. He's in our networking group. But uh, the fact is, I mean, I know a lot of companies. I can see just by someone's color setup 9 times out of 10 what company it is. So you've got to do your research. You got to know what the landfill is charged. You got to know what it's going to cost you to run the truck. You've got to know what it's going to cost you as far as time. So this video on TikTok that I mentioned earlier, he said that the dumpster business was glorified on YouTube, and he was there to give everybody the truth. And the reason he's getting out of the dumpster industry is because nobody told him how time intensive the dumpster industry was, or how much time he had to put into the business. And that's total BS. I mean, if you've done your research, you know that. I mean, how many hours would you say I spend behind the wheel as the business? And I should not. Let's get this straight, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But how many? I mean, on average, what's the average hours in the day?
Um, like the regular full time hours.
It's easily 8 hours, right?
Yeah, it's easy 8 hours.
And then sometimes it's 10.
If it's less one day, then you make up for it another day.
By a lot,
By
sometimes.
a lot more.
Sometimes, I mean, what was it?
The
Was
other
it
day
yesterday?
you left at like 5:30, I think, 5 or 5:30 to get like caught up because we were out of town, and when we were out of town for a little while,
That was my
I
fault.
kept like stacking them up for the day that we came back. So I think it was Friday. You had to leave at like 5:30. We didn't get home until like almost midnight that night before too. And then I don't think you got home until like 7.
7:30. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And but you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You really, and that's the thing too. Some people just don't want to put in the work. They think that being a business owner is easy, and the work just comes to you, and it's not. You've got to put in the time. You've got to put in the effort. You've got to put. It's easy work, though. Let me be honest with you. It's easy work. It's literally just driving, and once an hour, or once every 45 minutes, or once every 30 minutes, you're messing with the controls on your truck, either picking up or dropping off a dumpster, and you may get out and dump something at the landfill. But at the end of the day, it's easy work. It is fairly easy work. It's a lot of driving. It's a lot of windshield time, a lot of behind the wheel time. So uh, some guys may not like that. Maybe they didn't realize that. Some guys just don't like driving, or ladies just don't like to drive, and that might be a reason why. But you got to do your research, y'all. You've got, if you're getting into the business, or even if you're in the business, you've always got to continue to try to learn and improve your business. So I'm gonna go over the list right here that I made, and I had a list of 10 reasons or the most common causes of business failures. And number one, we just mentioned, but the next one is going to be the feeling of being alone. Not surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who will understand what you're going through. That is super important, y'all. Again, I've been a business owner since I was 18 years old. I started my first, actually 19, I think, a little after I turned 18. 18, I joined the police department. And then after a little bit on the police department, I said I didn't want to work for anybody, and I started my own security company. So I'm 19 years old. I'm going to be 44 this month. So when you talk about that, you know, you've got to surround yourself with people that are like-minded. And I'm not talking your family, because family doesn't want to talk about your business 9 times out of 10, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Alexis works for American AF Dumpsters, but she doesn't understand the struggles that I go through, and she doesn't probably want to talk about business very much either. It's like, let's talk about business. Let's get the schedule done. Let's get whatever questions we have out of the way,
Well, we have to.
and then it's family time. It's father daughter time, especially when we only see each other in the evening sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Not very much. So that's not the same as when I talk about surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. I mean, make friends in the industry that you can talk to while you're working. You can talk to, you can bounce ideas off of. You can just tell them your struggles, because 9 times out of 10 they've either been there or they're gonna be there. And um, and how do you find people like that? Well, you create your own network. You reach out to people in your area, right?
Yeah.
You reach out to your competitors or people that do what you do. Again, and I talk about it all the time. We have a local network group. Dylan is in the chat right here. He's in the local network group. I have made friends of people off of YouTube big time, and I really appreciate and value those friendships. Daniel's on the live stream as well. Talked to him a ton. I talked to
Mm-hmm.
Lou Canino
When we were
from Florida.
like last, when was it that I went with you? Last summer or the
Hmm.
summer before? I don't remember what summer it was, but I would go with him like every day during the weekdays and just sit in the truck like and just be there. And the whole time, I would think we would just be talking the whole time or something. No, the whole time he was on the phone with either someone from Florida or from Daniel. So he's always on the phone with somebody else talking about, guess what happened? And then he would have someone else call him like, oh my gosh, I almost got scammed, but I caught it. So it was like always talking to like all these dumpster guys, which was kind of cool. And then I get to meet some of them too. Like I just got to meet Daniel a few months ago when we went to Vegas. So
For the
the dumpster con.
dumps.
No,
What
what's
was it
it
called?
called?
I forgot what it was called. Uh,
Waste something.
Waste Expo.
Yeah,
Waste Expo. Yeah.
dumpster con.
So it's true though. It really is because those kinds of conversations, um, it just helps your business. It helps you personally. It helps you just get stuff off your chest. Again, your spouse doesn't want to sit here and hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Your kids don't want to sit here and hear about it. Your friends, they don't relate. You know, only people that are in the industry really know what you're going through, and that's super important to really surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Um, and also, again, not to plug it again, but that's where events, any event in your area or nationwide, because again, people are a phone call away. I don't care if you're on the other side of the country, you're just a phone call away or a text message away if I got to talk to you, or if I got to ask you a question, or if I have an issue unloading a dumpster and the only person I know that has a hook lift or a roll off or whatever, is a guy on the phone. Well, guess what? I'm going to pick up the phone and call him. So that's why it's so important when you have these kind of opportunities to go to events, whether it's the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase, whether it's any other networking group or showcase. There's going to be a event up at the Mac Corporation. Uh, I forgot what state they're in. Daniel, if you're still in here, remind me what state Mac is in. I believe they're in Indianapolis or something. Indianapolis or Indiana?
Indiana.
Don't Indiana.
Say.
I don't know. It's up there somewhere. But anyways, they're having an event. So whatever, you've got to just join these events because that's where you find people that are doing what you do, that are going through what you're going through, that understand your struggles, that you can pick up the phone and hopefully create friendships with that will last a lifetime, even after this dumpster industry, or even after whatever industry you're in. I've got lifetime friends in the limo industry. I've got lifetime friends from the security industry, and I've got lifetime friends from the police department when I was on the police department way back when. And I've got lifetime friends from high school still, right? I mean, you know them. I mean, there's one that lives right here that I went to high school with him in Wisconsin, and he moved to Texas. So it's just super cool to make sure that it's very awkward. Don't get me wrong. I am antisocial. I don't like talking to people. I don't like going up to people out of blue. I don't really like networking events, but it is crucial for your business. I've got to be honest with you. It is crucial for you to grow your business, and hopefully soon in the limo industry. I was a part of an inner circle, a group of guys that we literally signed non-compete forms, non-compete agreements. We had to pay a mentor or a chair to chair this group, and we would meet once a quarter. And let me tell you that turned my limo business 180. Really, really put me into a group of guys that some were had higher revenues than I did, much bigger companies, and some were smaller. I was right in the middle, and it was so cool to try and go after those guys. Not go after them, but like be like those guys, or take their advice that we're in the 7, 8, $10 million a year, and then also trying to mentor and help the guys that were like in $100,000, $200,000 a year businesses. So hopefully we can do something like that in the dumpster industry. But either way, just surround yourself with like-minded individuals. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
100% true. And again, if you have any comments, let me know what you guys think in the comments, guys. Because just being here is also kind of venting, right? You're here, you can hear my struggles as well, and hopefully you can kind of relate too. But it's a lot better to pick up the phone and have a two-way conversation. This is just me, talking for a whole hour until my mouth gets dry and I gotta go. All right, number two or number three. I'm a number ahead. Not actually enjoying what you do. This is, again, most common causes of business failures. Number one was the feeling of being alone. Number two is not actually enjoying what you do, not falling in love with the business or the idea of your business, being half in, self doubt, etc. And these are all notes that I jotted down. But it's true. Like, if you don't actually love what you do, if you don't really like this industry, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to last, right? You're just not, because if your heart's not in it, it's just like just having a job that you don't like. If your heart's not in it, you're not going to give it 100%, and you're just gonna half-ass it at the end of the day, right? You've got to kind of either enjoy what you do or find something that you enjoy to do. And the thing is, it's not just delivering dumpsters, guys. There's different hats that you can wear in this business. You can be the boss, right? And hire just drivers under you. Maybe you like managing. Maybe you like growing a business. Maybe you like the marketing side, or maybe you like the SEO, or just the operational side. Maybe you like the corporate side if you want to go after corporate businesses. Whatever you like to do. If you're already in business, try to put yourself in that spot, and then hire people who like to do the other positions, right? Find somebody, create a team that will make you look better, right? That's smarter than you, that works harder than you. Don't ever be intimidated by people that work for you. You should want to hire people that will make you better and stronger in what you do, right?
Right.
Let me know if y'all got any comments. Let's go through the comments real quick. Ooh, I got a couple more here.
Got a good amount.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'm scrolling back. Cade Covington, what is up, man? Joining the continual. Continual. What is up, Cade? I think I seen you on Facebook, man. Good stuff. I see your business growing, brother. I'm proud of you, man. I'd love to see it. Dylan Dunn says she never seems to.
I am. He's forcing me to be here, guys.
I'm not forcing you to be here. I literally just say, hey, you want to go live? Like, all right. Tell her, Dylan, man. Tell her she's got to smile more, right? Look at that.
I know.
She sold me out, checking yourself out on the camera. I am. See, I'm still really red in the face over there. But yeah, there's a screen behind the camera. Dylan. Dan Clapp, side question for later. I got sent a note. Why is everything blurry? I got sent a note to get a common carrier permit. So now after 4 years, I'm jumping through hoops to get this permit. Oh, man. Where are you located again, Dan? Damn, what does that entail? Does that mean you have to give them a portion of your profits, or does that mean you have to pay them a certain amount per year? Hate to hear that, man. No bueno. Williams Vega Pro Services out of Georgia. What is up, man? Appreciate you being here. Dylan says yes and no. Some people make it seem like easy money, but the day in the life, the Friday rants, the failures are all out there too, though. Yeah, I mean, I've tried, and this isn't about me really at all, but I have definitely tried not to make like clickbait thumbnails. You gotta go?
Yeah.
All right, she's gotta go. Have a good night. Have fun.
Bye, chat.
Bye. Really? She's got a soccer game?
Yeah.
Got a soccer game tonight. So good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye, guys.
So yeah, I mean, I've tried not to make any clickbait. You haven't seen any like major clickbait. Hey, I make whatever. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying like boom, 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 or whatever. You're not seeing any of that clickbait stuff from me. I try not to, at least. Although it would create more views and a lot more clicks. I don't do it. I do try to tell the truth. If I make a certain amount per month, I don't even talk about money that much. But if I do talk about it, there's also a ton of expenses that go in it too, man. So that's always got to be talked about as well. Just because you're making the money doesn't mean you're pocketing it or taking it home. Y'all see the shoes? Ooh. Those are nice. All right. Carol, what is up? Josh, get those scammers. You guys are always on the lookout for them. outsmart the scammers. Yes, yes, yes. And I talk to your husband all the time about it. Uh, he's a little more obsessive than I am when he like tracks them on Facebook and goes through the tax records and finds their kids' names and where they were born or whatever. But I don't blame him. But yeah, you got to have eyes in the back of your head because it's bad out there. They're working hard. They're working overtime. Our boy made the news. Yes, he did. Little Big Dump. Shout out to Little Big Dump. He made the news this morning. He had his dumpster in the middle of the freeway, working an accident scene. Pretty cool. Employees are told what 8 hours of work. We have the freedom to choose what 16 we get to work. Boom. That is a good quote. That is an awesome quote. 100%, man. 100 from to Dylan from Daniel, man. Yeah. So Mac is in Indianapolis, Indiana. Thought so. I'm not even gonna attempt to say the name. I'm watching this live from Morocco. What is up, brother? Glad to hear you, man. I'm about launching my waste management project, including dumpster rental and cleaning services. Dude. I love that, bro. That is so flipping cool, man. That you're watching me from all the way across the world, dude. Uh, I wish you nothing but success, brother. I really do. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Make sure you already are, but make sure you watch all the videos, get all the ton of content. It's all free. Not just myself, but all the stuff that's out there on YouTube. Take the golden nuggets that you can. Some things will apply to your business, and a lot of things won't. But what works for you, take that and run with it. Try it, and if it doesn't work, put it aside and try the next thing, brother. That's all I can tell you. Glad you're here, man. I really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your comment, brother. So grateful coming from a spouse's perspective. Daniel has continued to grow, and I believe that a huge part of that is because he has been intentional in reaching out to like-minded people. Yes, 100%. That helps a lot more than a lot of people think. Um, as a business owner, like you eat, sleep, drink, your eat, sleep, dream. Did I say drink? Eat, sleep, and dream, or whatever it is. Your business. It is on your mind constantly. It is and as a man, you want to be the provider, you want to support, you don't want to fail, right? Nobody wants to fail. It's always on the back of your head. It's always that little, that little nagging thought, right? That what if this fails? What if this doesn't work out? And there's nothing that helps that. I mean, there's nothing that makes that go away, really, other than just talking through it sometimes with people and getting other people's perspective. Um, Plenty of times I will call people in this industry or in another or wherever I feel that they will give me a good word of advice, a non-bias third party opinion. And I'll be like, dude, I've got to run through something by you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Um, and it's people I respect. It's people that I value their opinion, and that I hope feel the same way about me, and that I hope in turn will give me a call whenever they're struggling or going through something to get my opinion, right, or my advice. So again, thank you for your comment. Gerardo Casillas, anyone from Houston who's down for a lunch meetup network? Good, man. Heck yeah, reach out to Gerardo, brother. Put your email address on here if you can. Let people know. Set it up, man. Set it up. Dan Clapper is in Washington. I have to increase my insurance to $750,000 to pay the permit costs, but also to get approved by the powers that be. I assume the big companies have a say if I get approved. Ugh, man, I wish you luck on that, man. That's kind of like the limo industry was here. Um, to apply for a limo industry permit here in DFW or in Dallas, they had to send out a letter to all like 350 limo companies, and if there were any objections, um, they would go to a meeting and then they would determine on whether or not the new limo company would get a permit after paying thousands of dollars and going through a 500-page application process. It's ridiculous. Wish you luck, man. Let me know how it goes, brother. Gerardo, ready to start my dumpster rental business next week. Your videos have helped me a lot, man. Thanks. I appreciate that, man. I really do, because sometimes it's a real struggle to do this and stay up to date. And sometimes it feels like, you know, in the YouTube world, you feel like you compare yourself to people who have millions of views, and We're putting out video after video after video, and we put our life out there. My kids, my family, what I do, and we put everything out there. And sometimes to only have a couple hundred or a few hundred people watch, or a couple comments here and there, and you just don't know sometimes if it's worth it. And then every now and then you get that kind of comment, or you get somebody says, hey, I started my business because I've watched your videos or whatever, and it just gives you like a fresh breath of air. It gives you more motivation to do it and keep doing it. So I really appreciate that, brother. I really do. Moving on to a couple more common causes, and again, I appreciate and I thank John Thibodeau for bringing this comment or this video up, bringing this topic up, because it is very important. And I think he did a really raw, kind of full of emotion video. Not full of emotion, but definitely showed some raw emotion there as far as how tough it is being in business, being a business owner, being in the dumpster industry, and I appreciate that. So, and again, because of that, I'm making this. I made these notes to share with you guys. Number four of the most common causes I believe businesses fail is okay. This was actually what I talked about earlier: not doing proper research, jumping into business on a whim, on a pipe dream, and even worse, on the illusion that someone may have made to you about the millions that can be earned overnight. It's not an overnight success type of business. I have struggled to grow this business, although what you see is video after video after video after video, and sometimes a lot of guys, like, you can start even now. Let's say you start a year in, and you say, oh, you watched a video from 3 years ago, and all of a sudden you watched a video from last week, and you're like, oh shit. To you, I've grown from cargo trailer to a tandem hook lift truck in a matter of 30 minutes, but to me it's been 4 years. All right. I mean, literally 2020 is when I started. So, and then they compare themselves to something, not me, but I'm just saying to someone like me possibly, and then they think it's really easy to succeed or to grow overnight, and it's not. They don't know, again, the hard work that we've literally put into it, the 8, 10, 12, 14, 16-hour days that we've put into it, the broken down trucks on the side of the freeway, the times that we've gotten stuck in the mud or stuck at the landfill, or I'm saying, the times that we've gotten scammed, or whatever it may be, bounce checks, or the time that we got fired from a contract, whatever. They don't see that, and I try to be as open as possible, but sometimes it's just, you can't document everything, right? Um, Anyways, number five is spending, or number four, I don't know what number we're on. Anyways, spending money on things that don't pay you back. I made a video on this not that long ago. I think it was called "Fuck the Gram, Do It for the Profit." Um, Spending money on things that don't pay you back, especially when you're starting out in business or you're in the first few years of business. Okay, being frugal is as important as making money in as a business owner, because it all goes to your bottom line. So you've got to be careful in what you spend money on. And I said in that video, if it doesn't go on your balance sheet, you shouldn't be worrying about it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be spending that money there. If it doesn't go on that balance sheet, don't spend the money, especially if you're trying to grow. If you're struggling to grow your business, if you are new into the business, if you are living kind of job by job or month by month and really kind of just making ends meet, you don't need that four-wheeler. You don't need that boat. You don't need that, I don't know, whatever you're spending money on, that new car or that new truck. You don't need any of that. You need to hold on to your money as long as possible. Um, it kind of brings up a thought about, holding on to your money right now going through a recession. I also made a comment on someone's post on Facebook the other day. They were talking about, mark my words. This is not me. This is somebody else on Facebook. He said something like, mark my words, you're going to start to see a ton of equipment go up for sale really soon. And he was basically saying that because of the economy, because, we're going through recession and a lot of guys are going to be struggling. And I made a comment that, the best time to build your wealth is during a recession. And another person responded to me something to the fact of, only the wealthy think that way. And I'm like, no. You know, how can you build wealth during a recession? Well, obviously you buy up equipment, right? That's like the go-to. But if you don't have money to buy up equipment, guess what you can do? You can educate yourself more. You can use your time to to learn a new trade, to learn something new, to make yourself better. If you have time on your hands, if all you have is time, then you've got endless opportunities because there is so much free opportunities out there to make yourself a better person, to learn more skills. You don't need money to learn. You can open up YouTube, which you're on right now, and learn an entire new skill. Um, yes, buying equipment or taking out loans maybe. If you don't have money, but you can take out a loan, buy a little property that maybe, whatever it may be. But during the recession, that is honestly that's where the wealthy, the real wealthy, earn or make their riches is during recession. So we shouldn't be as scared um, going into a recession. And to be honest with you, if there's a recession, the housing market, well, right now they're talking about interest rates going down. So if they continue to go down, then we're going to have another spike in real estate. We're going to have more houses that are going to hit the market, and I don't think that the yeah, well, I'm not gonna. This isn't a real estate video, but I think it's a good opportunity for somebody to invest uh, if interest rates keep going down. Just my 2 cents. But again, spending money on things that don't pay you back. Don't go out and buy the brand new everything, this and that, make it nice and shiny. Don't go out and spend frugally on custom this or custom that, or Alcoa wheels or whatever. If your wheels work right now, use that. Save money because again, just a lot of guys also they do their accounting based on their checkbook balance or their checking account balance. Um, and a lot of that money, 9 times out of 10, is usually earmarked for more important things like bills. But they see, oh my gosh, I have more money in my bank account today than I've ever have because you're now a business owner, a new business owner, and you go and you spend that money too fast, and then you realize, shit, I didn't have enough to pay for my truck payments, my equipment expenses, my fuel, my dump fees, my insurance, whatever it may be, and you fall behind. And next thing you know, you're falling behind. You're selling off equipment. You're selling off more equipment. You don't have enough equipment to make money. It's a very fast downhill spiral. Make sure you're not spending money on things that you don't need, especially now. Especially now. Let's see. Spending profits on personal, quick, not saving in order to have cash on hand during downtimes. We're going into the down season. We're not really yet. Winter is our down season. Okay. If I learned anything from last winter, it is don't take out a loan right before the winter time. That takes it out of your bottom line or your profits, and make sure you save because January and February here in my market is really really slow, and I'm sure it is in most of the country. So you're really going to want to take some money, and again, the whole profit first um, concept is perfect for this because we will take some money aside, put it aside for the slow months, so you're not freaking out during the slow months. Believe me, all this whole past winter, it's going to happen every single winter because there's guys that are going through their first year and they see winter and like, oh my gosh, is the industry tanking? I've got too much competition. Is the dumpster rental industry dead? Is Republic or Waste Management taking over all my business? I can't, I can't pay my bills. It happens every single winter, and it's going to continue to happen every single winter. So um, make sure that sorry, I just had something come through and made me lose complete track. Just make sure you're putting a nest egg away for the wintertime because if you don't, it's going to hurt you really bad. Over leveraging yourself. The next one is going to be over leveraging yourself without actually having the business to sustain it. Um, you know, you can't. Right now, again, I really, really want a third truck right now. I'm gonna be. It's the first time I've said it on the channel. I'm thinking about getting a third truck. I've got a driver more than likely, hopefully coming at the end of the year, early next year, who's actually a family member. What do you call him? On my wife's side, not blood, but an in-law who I would trust to drive for me if he does move down here. If not, I would hire somebody. But I could definitely use a second truck. But right now, the more I think about it, it's like, right now is not the best time because I'm gonna be going into the winter season. I'm gonna be going into the slow season, and then will definitely over leverage myself with another big truck payment and another big insurance payment, and going into the slow season. Probably not the best time. Best time to think about it is going to be during the winter time, so that when spring hits, I'll be ready to roll. But don't over leverage yourself. If you don't have the business, or if you haven't proven, what is it? If you don't have proof of concept, be careful. Be careful going out and getting a big old loan, buying 20, 30 cans, okay, and a big truck, completely over leveraging yourself, and then all of a sudden, the phone's not ringing. Look, business is not the field of dreams. I said this the other day on the phone call. Business is not the field of dreams. It's not if you build it, they will call you. It doesn't work like that. You've got to put in the effort. You've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the time. Because if you don't, that phone's not going to ring. And in some cases, you've got to put in the money, because if you're going to be paying for Google AdWords, you've got to put in a lot of money, right, to get that phone to ring. And if that's all you're counting on to make that phone ring, you're gonna be also paying a boatload of money. A majority of your expenses are gonna go towards advertising. You've got to get some sort of free calls to come in as well sometimes. Careful over leveraging yourself. Next, oh, that's exactly what my next comment was. Thinking that business is just gonna come. Business is not just a field of dreams. You've got to constantly grind, especially if you're doing mainly residential jobs, because each customer is a new customer a majority of the time. Uh, for residential, every single customer, for the most part, is a new customer. It's literally, yeah, your cost of acquisition per customer is a lot higher than it is for a commercial customer or a contractor who call you multiple times. Um, so it's not just, business won't just come out of the air. I'm sorry, the phone won't just start ringing because you got a new business line and you put two posts on Facebook that you rent dumpsters. Next, not setting, and I've got a couple more and then we're going to be done, but not setting consistent goals to reach. You've got to set yourself goals. Without goals, you become complacent, and complacency is a silent killer of progress and the enemy of innovation, leading to stagnation and missed opportunities. I wrote that down and I could barely even say it, but I did say it. Complacency is the killer of progress, for real. When once you start getting complacent in your business, forget about it. If you think, okay, the phone's ringing good now, okay, but business is a roller coaster. The ebbs and flow of business is just ups and downs, and I've said it 100 times, and I'm gonna say it until I'm blue in the face because it's so true. One week you could be solid busting at, you're sold out, you're tired of the phone ringing, and you just want to take a minute to put air in your tires, or a minute to get that oil change, right? Or a minute to buy some windshield washer fluid because your windshield washer fluid is empty, but you don't have it because you're just busy, boom, 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 going from one to another to another. And then the truth is, the next week you're dead. You're dead. And you're like, what? And you're calling your phone, making sure your phone's ringing. You're checking your Google business profile, like, checking it on the computer to make sure it's still active. You're checking your website. Did my website go down? What is going on? And that's just business. That's not uncommon. There are ebbs and flows, and it's not, oh my god, is my business gonna fail now? Am I No. It's, again, making sure that when it's busy, you're setting money aside for when it's slow, because it's not if, it's definitely when it gets slow. So set, and going back, and that talks about being complacent, right? But going back, setting yourself goals. Look at your numbers from last month. Look at your numbers from last year, if you have last year's data. If you've got a software like DRS, if you got software like Docket, if you got software like QuickBooks or whatever, that you can track your sales over a matter of time. I do it weekly. I've got a spreadsheet from year one to now of every single week. So I can track my data, as far as my average booking rentals. I can track my data as far as total for the week. I can track my data for number of rentals that I did for the week. It is a very good and quick way to, check the pulse of your business, 100%. And then I set goals. I want to be with a second truck, I should be a lot more than what was last year. And now that I have more cans again, as I keep adding more cans, I should be a lot more. So instead of a healthy 10 to 20% profit, no, I'm sorry, a healthy 10 to 20% increase over last year's week numbers, I want to be 30. I want to be 40, maybe even 45% more than I was last year this week, because I have more inventory, I have more trucks, I have more. It's double what it was should have been last year. So you got to set yourself goals, and without goals, you're just kind of you're kind of in the dark, walking around blindly in the dark. Next is going to be look at the overall high level view of your business and understand in this business in particular, we are building wealth, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, y'all. My opinion. But our business is a way to make money with parked money. What do I mean by that? As you add assets to your business, that it's not a very big. You can depreciate on your taxes, but it doesn't depreciate like a car does. Um, you know, you're setting aside. How do I say this? Instead of setting aside money in your bank account, you can buy more assets for your business, and then your business continues to grow. And then the value of your business as a whole also continues to grow. Um, we can also depreciate our assets on our taxes, and then ultimately, when we sell, we get a good amount of that money back, likely. But look at it as from a high level point of view, not from a oh my gosh, it's costing me so much money to spend or to buy more dumpsters. No, this is actually parking money for 3, 4, 5 years down the road. More than likely, if you sell the can today that you bought 3 or 4 years ago, you'd get the same amount that you paid for it, or a dump trailer. There's guys that have sold their dump trailers for more than, and me included, I did that once for more, and even my cargo trailer, I think I sold it for $500 more than what I bought it for because times change and the prices went way up. But all the money that you made with that dump trailer, or that equipment, or that dumpster, or whatever it may be, is just profit at the end of the day. Really not profit, but you know what I'm saying. And then finally, know your strengths and weaknesses, kind of what I mentioned earlier. Work on your strengths, hire to outsource your weaknesses when you can. If you can afford to hire somebody now, hire. If you can't afford to hire somebody now, hire as soon as you possibly can and plan for that hire in the future. Again, hire someone for your weaknesses and then you focus on your strengths. I hope that makes sense because I want to hire more drivers. I want to pull myself back more part time again. Right now, I'm running more than full time. My other driver is running full time. So I'm in a position right now where I can possibly, which is exactly what I did last year, hire a driver into my spot, buy a third truck, and then I will be the part timer fill-in guy until I grow that position to full time, and then I'll hire. That's how I continue to grow my business. That's how I feel like is the best way for me to grow my business, and that's where I'm at now. Although I am probably gonna wait until like I said, spring of 2025. So I hope I've given you guys something to think about. I hope I've given you guys a little bit of value. If I have, please hit that like button. I'm talking over here. My mouth is pretty dry. I'm taking my time out on the Wednesday night to talk to you guys about this. I hope I'm making sense, and I hope like I said, I'm giving you guys value. And if I have, please, please, please hit that like button. Share this video, guys. Let's get this out there. Let's get this channel a little more popular because uh, you know I like to get more eyes and to be able to help some more people as well. Let's go through some more comments, y'all. Dylan Dunn, off topic. Where are your hats for sale? My buddy wants one, and I'm still waiting on the VIP white one. Oh man, look at this. Got the VIP white one right here. It is pretty badass. I will have. I don't have an. That doesn't look very good. I don't have an online store. Actually, I do have. I think I have the hats on my. What do you call it? The coffee. Buy me a coffee page. But anyways, remind me, Dylan, before next week, next Wednesday's meeting. We have a networking meeting next Wednesday, and I'll grab you a white one, bro. Um, and I will have not only hats, but I'll have a ton of shirts custom shirts, pretty badass shirts, and they're gonna be grunt style. I have done. I don't think I've talked about this on the channel yet, but I am doing a custom shirt line, or not shirt line, a custom collaboration or whatever with grunt style. So I have already confirmed it. I have them on order. They should be here definitely by the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase. A American AF dumpsters grunt style shirt. It's gonna be badass, y'all. It is badass. If I could, I can't show you guys it. Let me see if I can show you. Well, anyways, you'll see it when it comes out. It is a badass shirt. So excited to show you guys that. Those will be for sale at the showcase. I'm doing dumpster rental and junk removal for 5 years now, and I absolutely love it. It's a love or hate kind of thing, man. Some people love it, and some people don't. Going back to the hats real quick, I don't even put dumpsters on the hats because I kind of want it to be more generic, more for anybody, right? Nobody wants to walk around with somebody else's like company name on their hat. So just American AF. I think anybody could appreciate that. But anyways, Todd, yes, sir. I really do enjoy this business. I always felt out of place, kind of in the limo industry, um, because I hated dressing up. I hated schmoozing people. I hated kissing ass. I'm just not that kind of person. And in the limo industry, um, you know, when you go to events like the limo shows every year or multiple limo shows, um, you know, the way to succeed in the car rental, not just limousines, but I'm talking about like airport cars, SUVs type of business, is you schmooze and you kiss ass to like the biggest companies in the country, and they farm out work to you in your area. And that's not my deal. That's never has been my deal. That's why I was more of a retail limo guy, meaning stretch limos and party buses, than I was a corporate guy or corporate car service or airport service, because I just did not play that game. I am not one to kiss anyone's ass. I'm not one to schmooze anybody. If you want me to represent your company, great. I will do a great job and I will make you look good. However, no, I'm not going to do that. So I never really loved the limo industry, to be honest with you. This industry, blue collar, more my kind of work, more my kind of people. I absolutely enjoy this industry. And it's kind of weird, right? To me, it is, but I love it. So I'm with you on that, Todd. What is going on, Annalie from San Antonio, Texas? Antrell says, Annalie, Antrell wants you to take him to lunch since you're in San Antonio. Junior, what is up, man? From New Age Dumpsters, Charleston, South Carolina. 7 month, 30 dumpsters, and I just purchased my second truck from my boy Gentry. Appreciate all you do. Wow. Bro, congrats, man. 30, man, it took me 3-4 years to get to 30 dumpsters. So big congrats to you, brother. South Carolina, South Carolina. I've got some buddies in Myrtle Beach. Big limo company there. Really good buddy of mine. But yeah, love it out there, man. I went to Myrtle Beach. I think that's North Carolina, though. Not sure. But yeah, dude, congrats, bro. Congrats on your growth. Wish you nothing but success, man. That's awesome. And Gentry is a good guy, bro. I don't know how you know him, or if you guys are friends, or if you just happen to buy the truck off him, but really good dude. And Trail Hubby says, yeah, no problem, but he says when he talks to you, you're always busy. Just let us know when. Gerardo, how do you charge contractors who don't have a specific date scheduled for bin pickup? All right, that's a good one. So we leave it open ended. Our software has a way to leave a dumpster rental open ended. If I know that they want to call us when it's ready, that's fine. They still pay the normal fee, whatever it is. If it's a 30 yard or a 40 yard, it's a 10-day rental, and then anything after 10 days is $10 a day for those. So what we do is every week we'll go into the ticket. Usually on Sundays, we'll go into the ticket and we'll charge the extra days, and then that way it doesn't accumulate all at the end. Next thing you know, 30 days later, you've got a big bill and their card declines or whatever. So we do it on a weekly basis so we don't get stuck too much, and we charge the dailies like that, and we just leave it open ended until the customer calls back. $10 a day for the 30s and 40s, just because that's really common around here. I need my 15s and my 20s because they go out a lot. So I charge $15 for a 15 and $20 for a 20 per day that they keep it. And there's other guys that charge a lot more. They really want to push the customer to return the can. The less cans that you have, the more you should probably do that. So if you only have 5 or 10 cans, you should probably charge a really good, healthy, or high daily rate to try to convince the customer to give you your can back, because you want to turn that can more often than not. When you have a lot more cans, it's a little bit better for you to um, charge a little bit less, more in line with a lot of the big guys, just because you don't need them all. Andrew, good stuff. Keep it up. We appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I really do, Andrew. I appreciate that. Very true. Just sold my first dump trailer for more than I paid to put money down on 6 cans in a trailer, man. Yep. Yep. And I know Daniel just did it too. Congrats. Congrats, brother. What kind of trailer are you getting? Juan Pablo, what's going on, brother? Just caught the end, but it's true. The goals give you directions and a challenge, man. Appreciate that, man. Go back. I got some other good pointers, man. Some other good ones out there that are good ones I talked about earlier. I better get one of the shirts too. Oh my gosh, Dylan, gee whiz, aren't you enjoying the pool, man? Great info, spot on with residential. It is the reason I made the pivot in 23. Most are 1 to 2 time use, but the repeat year over year is good. However, commercial is a different challenge. Yes, we were talking about this in our group chat just the other day, in the group chat that I have. Commercial is also a different challenge. And we're talking about not just commercial, but then we're talking about 30s and 40s commercial. Because once you get into the bigger trucks, you may have, it's a little bit cheaper to advertise, or to, once you gain a customer for 30s and 40s, they tend to use you a lot more often because they're either companies or contractors, and they use you a lot more. However, your advertising dollar is going to be less because you're not advertising as much to get those customers, but your expenses to run a big truck is just a hell of a lot more. Your tires, your fuel, your wear and tear, your brakes, your everything. The expenses to run a big truck is a hell of a lot more. So you've got your, you've got your good, you got your bad. So all depends on you, really. And I'm all in for the challenge. Trying to lock in a long-term contract with it has been challenging, but when they flip 20 cans a month on a one job site, we just roll with it. A lot of guys are, a lot of companies don't want to sign agreements. From what I've seen, they don't want to sign those long terms. Even though I had a company that was using me for a year and a half, um, they wanted to make some changes. I tried to lock them in to a long term just because I felt like they were going to be making some changes anyways. And they, without one service failure in a year and a half, doing up to 5 dumpsters a day, um, they let me go. And I've talked about them before on the channel. We were going to possibly get them a compactor because I was trying to help them out. They were really trying to figure out how to save money. Compactor, they used Smash My Trash. They did all kinds of different things, and then they ended up going a different route, and they just not using us at all anymore, which is fine because we're still slammed busy, which is good because it would hurt a job like that, especially on the wintertime. It might still hurt in the wintertime, but I'm hoping that we'll have enough to carry us through. But my point is that a lot of guys don't want to do long-term contracts. A lot of companies don't want to do that, from what I'm seeing. Ryan ordered a roll off from Evolution Welding in Miami. Nice, man. Nice. Congrats, man. They look stout. They look really good. Water temp is nice in the pool. 6 miles a damn gallon. I know. Yeah, yeah. Uh, the trucks aren't no joke. The big trucks aren't no joke. On another note, I was driving my pickup truck with a trailer the other day on a 25 and a 25 on the hook lift trailer, and I literally was watching my. I got the Hemi, y'all. Probably not definitely not the best gas efficient vehicle there is, but I was literally watching my gas gauge go from a half a tank all the way to just going all the way down to low fuel by the time I got home. It was nuts. Definitely not good gas mileage on the pickup truck, the Hemi, hauling a big 25 yard. That's a given. Uh, a diesel would probably be better for that. On a tandem truck, yeah, yeah, six. I got about, I get just about that, 6.5 miles a gallon, on my tandem. So it's not, it sucks up fuel for sure. But, anyways, guys, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Hope you all like the shoes, the new props I got in the back. Uh, we'll see what happens. We'll see how many hating comments I get about that. But I enjoy those shoes. Uh, One more comment here. Matt says this business is on demand. You don't know what tomorrow brings, so you can't plan for the week. That can be so stressful, especially for a new guy. And that's 100% true too, man. Um, the biggest benefit that we have over the big guys, or the biggest thing that we can offer our customers, is same or next day deliveries, flexible deliveries, or quick deliveries. Um, this is why I made a comment this morning. The guy that was on the news this morning. He was on the news, and I put it on the Facebook page again. I talked to him about him earlier, but he was on the news for doing a accident scene in Ennis. I tried to rent property in Ennis, and I was shut down by the city because the city said, first of all, they didn't want a dumpster company to be on the frontage road of the freeway. It didn't fit with their plans on how the look of the area should look like. Literally, what they told me in an email. And then also, besides that, not only that, but also that they have an exclusive agreement with Republic, and my dumpster services are not allowed in their city. And I say that to say that they basically said that in an email. They not basically. They told me that in an email. However, uh, when there's an accident like there was this morning, who do they call? They didn't call Republic. I'm sure because Republic probably couldn't do it. They got a hold of a private guy, just like you and I, Little Big Dump, Dustin Hunt. They got a hold of him to come out at, I think it was 6 in the morning, to pick up trash in the middle of the freeway. Um, it's only convenient for them when they're lining their pockets, right, to say that it's a closed city, or that dumpster companies can't deliver dumpsters in that city. Uh, but when it's not convenient for them, or when they need our services, they sure as hell call. So, kind of funny that you say that, but it's so true how last minute this industry, this business is, and that's what makes you successful. If you're not flexible, if you're expecting your schedule to be filled out a week or two in advance, definitely not definitely not the right business for you. This is definitely a I don't know what today's going to bring. Even sometimes it's in the first thing in the morning. I may have one dumpster rental by the time I leave the house, and by the time I get to the yard, I may have a full day planned out. It's just the way it is. So, anyways, guys, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Make sure you like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. I appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all on the next one. Don't forget the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase in November. www.lonestardumpstershowcase.com. Hope to see you guys out there.